MashaAllah, la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah al-aliyyil azim. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi wa kafa wa salatu wa salamu ala ibadihi alladhina astafa. Amma ba'du, rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Wa qul rabbi adkhilni mudkhala sidqin wa akhrijni mukhraja sidqin waj'al li min ladunka sultanan nasira. Bismillah wa billah wa tawakkaltu ala Allah. In the name of Allah, the caring, compassionate and constant merciful. We first recite verse number 174 from Surah Al-Baqarah, second chapter of the Holy Book of Quran, and then we'll explain up to the limit that we can. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الذين يكتمون ما أنزل الله من الكتاب ويشترون به ثمنا قليلا أولئك ما يأكلون في بطونهم إلا النار ولا يكلمهم الله يوم القيامة ولا يزكيهم ولهم عذاب عليم. أولئك الذين اشتروا الضلالة بالهدى والعذاب بالمغفرة فما أصبرهم على النار. صدق الله العظيم. We have discussed this verse, this ayah, partially in the session before, and now we are to continue and complete this ayah. As we say, all of the ayat of Quran, they are a symbol, a sign of God's grandeur, and they show and they have a complete package or complete message that this belongs to Allah and this is message of Allah. This ayah which we are now doing it, or which we are explaining it, also has a message. It is a principal message for those who conceal the truth, whatever the truth be. Allah has said that Minal Kitab, of course, when they conceal, they don't conceal all the truth. Of course, when you somebody want to conceal, they put some cloak on that. It means that they conceal under a cloak, under some cover, and without that cover they cannot conceal it. So concealing needs some cover, and that cover is also deen. Means they conceal half of that under the other half of that. Means they put over them a cloak of being religious and being somebody who is a translator of religion, and as a somebody who is somebody who is trying to explain the religion, who want to convey the religion, and but he conveys the religion as he wants, and he sees his own benefit first and puts them in front of him, and then he just shows those things which are not hurting, they are not hurting his benefit, or he wants to get those benefits or those paltry and mean things against what he is concealing. It means that they have some benefit in concealing that, since if they put it in front and everything is shown, and no ambiguity or no something is not hidden, then people will have some other kind of mind about them, and they will not consider them as now they are considered. So that they try to hide some of the laws of Allah so that they can take some benefit from that. This was what Allah has explained, and now this is applicable to all the times, and not only the time of prophet and those people of the scripture or people of book like Torah and like Injil. All those who, for this Allah has said this statement in a universal type statement, Inna alladhina yaktumuna, and He is not saying that those specially people of the book who are hiding something, some part of book, but all those who hide the truth, if they know and they try to hide it, conceal it, so that they can benefit from this concealing, Allah is telling what will happen to them. And here Allah starts from the result and consequence that comes to this life, and that is, Allah is saying, Ma yakuluna fi butunihim illa nar. They are eating, they are not eating but fire. They are taking into their bellies fire, and that is something that they are not feeling that right now. Maybe they are not feeling, but as if somebody takes fire into his belly, this fire will destroy him from inside and then from outside, and after all he is destroyed and he is damaged, and his whole life is taken off. The same thing is with that money or that party benefit that they are taking against what they are concealing. And they were concealing, for example, for this, that if they say the real thing, people will not come to them, and they will have their own choice other than come to them and know their religion from them. If they come to this knowledge that the reality is something other than what they are knowing it now from these people. So Allah is telling that these people are eating fire, and this eating of fire may give the consequence that Allah is not mentioning what will happen after when they have taken in fire into their belly. Of course everybody knows what will happen, but since it is not obvious and they are not knowing that, so it means that they are not feeling that. Allah is not mentioning here that. And this verse or this ayah can be a sign or can be a gesture that our practices and our acts, they will be personified or embodify, or they will be embodying. The embodiment procedure will be there. It means that they will turn to a real fire, and as the real fire burns somebody and burn it to dust or to ashes, the same this will do this fire which is going to their belly, and may it destroy them bodily and may it destroy them spiritually. أولئك ما يأكلون في بطونهم إلا النار. They are not eating but fire. And the other consequence of that, this was worldly consequence and the result of concealing the truth. The second and other consequence of this will be وَلَا يُكَلِّمُهُمُ اللَّهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. This is the point where our discussion of the today starts, and وَلَا يُكَلِّمُهُمُ اللَّهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. And that is something, it is not a physical torment or physical punishment. That is a psychological, or it is something that hurts the mind and heart, that if somebody is not paying attention to that, somebody, if you ignore somebody, if you don't listen to somebody, if you even don't talk to somebody, that hurts, especially when somebody is important. And in the day of judgment, the only and only someone who is important, and everybody everybody is trying to have a talk to Allah. Even those criminals, even those who are sinners, they also, when they see that Allah is talking to them, that is a relief to them. Even if Allah talks to them with anger, or since they are sinner and they are, but again, talking of Allah, only paying His attention is so much merciful. But here Allah is saying that these people are not in the level that Allah may talk to them. Even He is not paying any attention to them. Means Allah is totally ignoring them and giving them in the hands of His angels and other who are responsible to deal and handle the process of accounting and all those things that which are going to happen in the Yom al-Qiyamah, or day of resurrection, or the day of judgment. It means that they are not in a level that Allah will talk to them at all. Allah is so much in anger to them and so much in wrath, have so much wrath upon them. وَلَا يُكَلِّمُهُمُ اللَّهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ وَلَا يُزَكِّيهِمْ, and Allah will not. Here, this again, as I think, it is not for the day of judgment and the life hereafter. It is about the worldly life again, and Allah is saying that they may take some benefit, and they feel that they are taking benefit from this concealing of the truth, and they are piling up their wealth, maybe, but they should know this will not prosper for them, and this will not giving them benefit. And this Allah is not saying that yuzaki their this assets or their wealth, but Him. It means that this paltry benefit and this mean benefit and this valueless benefit will not prosper them. And that is because Allah has given this order that it should not benefit them, though they took it to benefit from that, but this will not benefit them at all. It means that this thing will be a this thing will be hurting them. This will create for them a hard life, or life that they, though in look and apparently they will be in a condition of being wealthy and having so much of the wealth, but in reality they are always crying from inside, and they are always in a condition of sadness and unhappiness. So Allah is saying وَلَا يُزَكِّيهِمْ, and again وَلَهُمْ عَذَابٌ عَلِيمٌ, and there is a painful punishment for them. And this painful punishment about here or hereafter, Allah is not mentioning that here. Allah is telling that there is a painful punishment for them, and that may occur now, and it will occur in the hereafter, or maybe it is for the both side, here and hereafter, and that is more possible, more to be more adequate to consider that this is for the both of the life. Since Allah is considering this life and the life hereafter a continuation of the one life, and that is not two things. So how we do here today, it gives result tomorrow. the same is if we do in this decade, it will give us the result in the second decade. If we do something in this week, it will give the result in the second week. And if we do something in this month, the results will be shown to second month, and also the year, and then decade, and then life. So all the things are set in a way that we are having one life, and we don't have two lives. Just the time is different, and from the day of judgment or from the day of resurrection, every thing will appear differently, and it will be on the real mode. And Allah is telling here, "Wala yuzakim walahum azabun alim," and there will be a painful punishment for them. Here again, Allah is not stopping here. In verse number 175, Allah is putting the same situation in some different type of word, and He changes the sentence, and He changes the way of telling the same thing, but with different words and with different, and that comes to ideological or the religious terms that are used here in the next verse that we will inshallah discuss it in the session to come. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.